Hello, lovely people. This is Sakino on Sunday. I have not recorded a video in a longer time now, and the reason was that I was going through an intense process myself, which while I was in it, I could not really share about it. And today I felt it is the time that I can share. For those of you who have not seen those videos before, Sakino on Sunday is a series that I started, I think, about 2 years ago. And I talk about themes that are dear to my heart, that I am busy with, and that I want to share with you. So, what am I busy with these days? I put it under the umbrella title, Love, Loyalty, and Letting Go. Now, this seems to be a little bit awkward, or it could seem or sound a bit awkward. And for me, it was for a long time. And I want to explain a little bit. When I love someone or something, a theme, a group of people, an idea, a vision, and I'm standing fully behind that person, that vision, that organization, I make it my own. And I am loyal, which means I stand behind that person whom I love, whom I dedicated to, with all my being. And sometimes I even sacrifice my own well-being out of loyalty. I think this is something that I learned from a very early age. And it's not only my individual way. I think we have deep inside of us what Boschamani Nage calls hidden loyalties to our family of origin. For instance, children are always very loyal to their parents, no matter what the parents do. And this is a kind of an unconscious bond that we unconsciously, of course, create when we are very, very small, because we cannot survive without those people that we are attached to, our parents, our caregivers. So our survival depends on the attachment. And very often later in life, we still have that invisible bond, that invisible loyalty to whoever we love. And to make that conscious is a task, sometimes it's hard work to make that conscious, and also to learn to distinguish between healthy loyalties and unhealthy loyalties. Healthy loyalties, in my understanding, are loyalties which are to people visions, ideas, organizations, which are in agreement, like they are aligned with our own value systems, which we develop when we grow up in our own ways, hopefully. We don't just stick to the ones we learned when we were small children, but we learn to distinguish, we learn to think, we learn to find our own value systems. Now, this I did when I separated from my family of origin, and I went into my own value systems and my own way of living, and painful consequences were obvious. I became very estranged from my family of origin because I had decided and have decided to live the way that I am feeling good and in agreement with, that are suiting my own way of thinking. But this mechanism of loyalty is still obviously sometimes alive. And it always comes up when I am really deeply attached and deeply loving. Then it's very hard for me to distinguish between my own values and the values that are the values of the other. And in the last weeks, this was again a process in me, that I had to find my way and make a choice. And this choice is to again separate from people and a place that I used to call the home of my heart, because I realized painfully that the value systems do not match anymore. So the third step is now happening, of letting go of the attachment to people I really, really love and dearly love and always will love. So the letting go and still keep the love alive, that's the art. And I have not managed this art very well in the past. Usually, or very often, I separated in a very rough way by just leaving. I am just now reminded of the situation, which is about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when I was divorcing from my husband. And on the day of the divorce, after the divorce had happened, I went to a jeweler because I believe in symbols, and I got myself a ring, and I called it the wedding ring for myself. And with that ring, when I put it on my finger, I promised myself to be always loyal and true to myself. And this is what I'm standing for. that I'm loyal to myself and to my own values. But that it doesn't mean that when I have to let go of people, that I don't love them anymore. I do. And I wish them all the best, happiness, fulfillment, whatever. But it's not my way anymore, and I have to be true to myself. So Gabor Mate calls it, Gabor Mate is a trauma specialist, calls it the conflict between attachment and autonomy. I don't know if he calls it like that, I call it like that, but those conflicting two values, they are kind of value systems which are, when we are conscious, which can be in conflict. So my theme today, love, loyalty, and letting go, has a deep meaning for me. And as we are entering the end of the year, which is also a letting go and starting a new year, even though it's just a date on the calendar, still for me and also for many other people, this has a meaning. So for me, at the end of this year, to let go and to still be love and loving is a huge step. And this is what I wanted to share today. I wish you a beautiful Sunday, and for those of you who are Christians, a beautiful third Advent. And I'm sending you my best wishes in whichever process you are in at this moment. Thank you for listening.